If you're a Kinvestor, I want to thank you for being part of the G1 journey. Thank you, Arlen and team, for all you do for us. I want to welcome you for being here at a critical moment in the U.S. critical mineral development, with a nod to the forward-looking statement and our share data snapshot, which you can find in the post of this presentation. I want to position my presentation today against the key value drivers for Graphite One. I'll start with our strategy to build a fully integrated, fully U.S. graphite material supply chain. The anchor is our Graphite Creek deposit. More on that in a moment. And last, but by no means least, it's not enough to have the right project at the right time. You've got to have the right people. And G1 is blessed to have a deeply talented management team. I thought about how I want to tell the G1 story today, and I kept coming back to the key words that drive our strategy. The first I'll use is urgency. Many of you know the current situation. The US is 100% import dependent for graphite. Out of the 60 critical minerals on the US government's list, graphite is one of a dozen where the US is currently 100% foreign dependent. Since we've last met, we've seen China, the world's largest graphite producer, tighten export restrictions during the trade tensions. US dependence is a leash China can pull at any time. That's dangerous when graphite is critical to the clean energy transition, to energy storage systems needed for AI, and to national defense. Look to the right of the slide. System after system requiring graphite that we currently do not produce. So here's the key word, urgency. And G1 is doing all it can to bring new supply into the system and break more than 30 years of 100% US dependency. This slide underscores the urgency. See the chart on the right? We all hear discussions of copper, nickel, lithium, and cobalt, and of course, rare earths. In the chokehold China has at key points in the global supply chain. Look at graphite. The dependence is even more severe than rare earths. That's the challenge. And here's our strategy. It all starts with Graphite Creek in Alaska. Graphite Creek is truly a generational resource. According to the USGS, the largest natural graphite deposit in the United States. And as USGS continues, and I quote, among the largest in the world. We've projected a 22-year mine life in our feasibility study. You read closely, and you'll see that's based on drilling less than 12% of our known deposit, less than 1 square mile out of 16. Graphite Creek's resource remains open, east, west, and down dip. I'll let you do the math on what we see as the future for Graphite Creek. Graphite Creek is our natural graphite anchor, the first link in a total US-based supply chain, which brings me to our second link and my second key word for our strategy. Innovation. Because this isn't your traditional mine development project. In fact, seeing G1 as a mining company misses the full arc of our strategy. Our goal is producing anode active material, both natural and synthetic graphite. And that innovation opens the way for another. We will start with synthetic graphite production, a faster path to revenue, and work backwards to build the full supply chain, flowing in Graphite Creek's natural graphite, potentially with other sources from elsewhere in the world and the US. This isn't your grandfather's mining company. We're planning to build out Ohio in modular stages, starting with 10,000 tons, then 25,000 ton increments over the next 30 months. Our plan is to ramp up to 100,000 tons over the next 5 to 7 years. And here you see we're working toward revenue from synthetic production by the end of 2027. We've got to innovate in other ways as well. Because when you're talking about development production of a mineral that hasn't been mined for more than a generation, you have to recover, or in this case, onshore, the knowledge base for processing to create the downstream supply chain to process that mineral into advanced materials. Case in point, our agreement to onshore the IP processing knowledge required to bring anode manufacturing capacity to the US with Shenyu, a leading global anode producer. No equity, no board seats, no input into our business strategy, just onshoring the knowledge we need to move rapidly into production. Onshoring proven technology mitigates huge financial burdens and countless years of R&D to roll the dice on unproven IP processes of manufacturing graphite anode materials to the precise specifications required by potential customers. Companies outside of China have spent upwards of hundreds of millions of dollars over the last 10 years without success. G1 believes our path is the right way to succeed. And that brings me to my third and last key word today. After urgency and innovation, momentum. Momentum in the form of relationships we are building within the XM Bank. In December in Washington, D.C., I met with the newly confirmed chairman of XM, John Jovanovic. He's a dynamo, and he brings a lifetime of private sector experience to his public service at XM. As a result of our meetings with Graphite One and the executives of XM, there were letters of interest were upsized from XM from the $890 million that we had to $2.1 billion, which we just received in December, to fund us along our entire supply chain from Alaska to Ohio. Our momentum with XM is matched with the momentum that comes from the strategic investments we are so proud to have received from Bering Straits Native Corp, followed by Doyon, and now Aleut. We know the trust they place in us to build this new future that graphite opens up, while respecting the past and the values of history and heritage. Having Alaska Native Corps on our side provides support as we go through the mine permitting process. The momentum we are generating by being the first Alaska critical minerals project to be accepted under the U.S. government FAST-41 federal dashboard, where our progress is posted in the spirit of transparency, with the predictability around our permitting path that private capital needs to see to come on board the G1 journey. And finally, the momentum that comes from the unwavering support in the Alaska delegation, both state and federal. Governor Dunleavy, Senators Murkowski and Sullivan, and Congressman Begich, and Emily Dominic, head of the FAST-41 Permitting Council, who sees Graphite One as a key critical mineral provider. And all of this momentum supports our complete 100% US-based supply chain strategy to break the decades of foreign dependency for material that is essential to so many of the technologies shaping our world today. G1 will not be successful without an experienced team of industry experts in graphite technology, mine construction, operations, and finance. I want to thank all of you for part of your Kinvestor community for your support and for making this journey with G1. And as I've said before, the world needs more graphite. And I believe more strongly than ever that America needs Graphite One. Thank you for your time today.